Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Tobago. I'm Davia Chambers. Today we're coming to you from the rooftop of Smithfield Plaza in Scarborough. It is our location as we bring you the details on the big stories happening right here in Tobago. As usual, we've got lots to share with you, but we'll start with this week's headlines. We have highlights from Tobago's fiscal 2023 budget presentation. 3 Tobago students are beneficiaries of scholarships from the Chinese Embassy. The Tobago Heritage Festival gets set to return, and we take a look at how young people are getting connected to our cultural heritage. And fathers got the gift of laughter on Father's Day with the Daddy Laugh Now comedy show. We have all these stories and more for you when Let's Talk Tobago returns. So stay with us. The Tobago House of Assembly consulted with various stakeholders across the island before completing its budget request. The budget presentation was recently made by Chief Secretary Honorable Fali Augustine at the Assembly Legislature. We have more in this report.
It's going to take $3.97 billion in fiscal 2023 to continue making Tobago the greatest little island on the planet. That figure is the budgetary request being made by Chief Secretary and Secretary of Finance, Trade and the Economy, Honorable Fali Augustine. The Chief Secretary delivered his inaugural budget presentation titled Towards a Smarter, Greener and More Autonomous Tobago. Mr. Augustine wants $3.07 billion towards recurrent expenditure. A further $900 million has been estimated for development expenditure. The Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection is projected to receive the largest share of recurrent expenditure. It's followed by the Division of Education, Research and Technology. The Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development is also assigned a significant portion of the proposed recurrent budgetary allocation.
Education, Research and Technology, $485.06 million. Community Development, Youth Development and Sport, $161.34 million. Infrastructure, Quarries and Environment, $455.36 million. Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development, $250.98 million. Health, Wellness and Social Protection, $918.40 million.
Development expenditure has been earmarked for several areas. These include tourism, food security, housing and road works.
The estimates for the development program for fiscal 2023 amounts to $900 million. This represents an increase of $636 million over the parliamentary allocation for fiscal 2022. The estimates are disaggregated as follows. Pre-investment, $3.40 million. Economic infrastructure, $360.27 million. Social infrastructure, $400.63 million. And multi-sectoral and other services, $135.7 million.
$59.59 million is requested for the Unemployment Relief Program URP and $53.17 million for the Community-Based Environmental Protection and Enhancement Program CPEP. The Finance Secretary highlighted some avenues for funding the THA's 2022 to 2023 budgetary proposal.
We are actively pursuing the PPP modalities of financing to execute some of our housing development projects, as well as other major public infrastructure works. Let today's budget presentation serve as a public notice that we are calling investors far and wide to come and do business with the THA for Tobago. Another possible source of financing of the 2023 estimates will take the form of foreign direct investments on the island and funds mobilized through engagements of persons in the diaspora. Attracting FDIs in the capital producing sectors will be a key priority of this administration.
Mr. Augustine hopes that people in all sectors will work towards building a greater Tobago. I'm Amadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
3 Tobago students were awarded scholarships by the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Trinidad and Tobago, Fang Chu. The youngsters were awarded at a special ceremony at the Victor E. Bruce Financial Complex in Scarborough. Here's more.
Today's occasion also reminds me of the inspiring words of the late Dr. Eric Williams. Remember, therefore, each and every one of you, that you carry the future of the Trinidad and Tobago in your school bags. The hope of this nation lies on you. May this achievement encourage you to work even harder as we continue to support you. And I believe you will be the pillars of the nation through your future endeavors.
From start, she has always been, a bright student. She has always been willing to learn. She did have some setbacks, standard 5 into Form 1. However, I must say that I am proud of that, she regained, catch back herself and is focused.
Education to me is very important, especially as a young child, because you have people who doesn't or not able to get education in certain countries around the world, and for me, I'm very grateful to have one.
This morning, our adventure is in the field of education, and we're here to support our young charges, and as a demonstration of goodwill, the People's Republic of China is bestowing upon these young people a starting scholarship. And when we say starting scholarship, it's because in this initiative, there is a commitment that once you students continue to excel, that the People's Republic of China, through its embassy, will want to continue supporting your academic endeavors.
I feel very proud and happy about myself. I hope my mommy feels she is happy that I get this scholarship. She happy that I get this scholarship, and I am too. I am very proud and happy.
I'm proud to be here today to witness this. It makes me proud today. He's a very caring child, very loving, positive attitude.
I felt very shocked, because I didn't have no sort of mindset on it. I just come home yesterday and he told me, well, did they tell you anything? And then he explained to me what it is.
We intend to, especially for this new term, because she's going into Form 4, so it will assist her with buying, purchasing her school supplies, her books and that kind of thing. So it is in fact coming in very handy.
This country recently observed Labor Day 2022, an occasion to recognize the importance of workers' rights in Trinidad and Tobago. And in joining in Tobago's celebrations, Chief Secretary Honorable Fali Augustine says the Tobago House of Assembly is focused on improving conditions for the workers at the lower end of the income scale. Here's more.
June 19th is Labor Day, a significant date on the country's calendar that highlights the importance of the rights of workers. It was first observed on June 19, 1973, and shone a light on the need for better working conditions for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. It also remembers the father of the national labor movement, Tubal Uriah Buzz Butler. Right here in Tobago, Chief Secretary Fali Augustine walked in solidarity with the trade union movement. He's also an advocate for justice for workers.
Today, on Labor Day, the call must be for justice. Not equity, but justice. Because equity says that we give everybody the same amount. Justice says that we give those who need more the most, so that they will have equal opportunity with those who already have. Within the first 6 months in office, we have already made moves to increase the salaries of the lowest paid among us, our CPEP and ERP workers, by 50.40%.
The Chief Secretary says his administration will continue to stand in support of workers to ensure they can achieve a better quality of life.
We need to do away with these month-to-month contracts, these 3 months contracts, and give a minimum of 3 years contract for our workers. We have already come up with a design and a plan to provide a housing solution that will cost you $300,000 or less, so that our daily rated workers could afford somewhere to live.
The Chief Secretary says families are the backbone of society. He says equality of opportunity will allow Tobagonians to improve their lives.
You deserve better working conditions. You deserve to be treated well. The bedrock of our development must be the development of every single family, every single child, every single village, to ensure that workers are satisfied and that there are improvements for every child, every family, and every village.
The march started at Gulf City Mall at Lowlands and ended at the Scarborough Esplanade. I'm Crystal George for Let's Talk Tobago.
We have to take a break, but when we return, we'll tell you all about a key marine conservation initiative right here in Tobago. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Welcome to the 53rd General Assembly of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union from August 15th to 17th at the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort in beautiful Tobago. This year's theme, Media and Information Literacy. Tobago is a smaller sister in the twin island republic of Trinidad and Tobago, nestled in the heart of the Southern Caribbean. Enjoy 116 square miles of historical sites and award-winning eco-friendly land and marine spaces, including the magical Nylon Pool. And you're just a ferry away from a Trinidad adventure. Our warm hospitality, rich cuisine, and unique traditions will inspire you to extend your stay. Tranquil Tobago is where the Caribbean connects for the 53rd CBU Assembly. To register and enjoy discounts on Caribbean airline flights, visit www.caribbeanbroadcastunion.org. Come and experience beyond ordinary.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Tobago. Now, the Marine Tobago Initiative is a marine conservation project spearheaded by the Institute of Marine Affairs. The Tobago Tourism Agency Limited has been playing an active role in the project since it was launched earlier this year. This time around, though, the agency is helping to revitalize the island's seagrass population. In our next story, we'll tell you how and why this is being done. Listen up.
Planting grass in the sea may sound like an absurd idea at first, but seagrasses are vital to our environment. Atish Kanhai, a research officer at the Institute of Marine Affairs, the IMA, says these marine plants are quite versatile.
Seagrasses serve many different purposes for the ecosystem. For one, they help stabilize the shoreline in synthetic sediment. They also provide habitats, nurseries for things like shellfish and different fish species. And they also help purify the water. And they help promote biodiversity in general as a productive ecosystem.
This seagrass replanting activity is just one of the IMA and BPTT's recently launched pilot project titled Marine Resilience Initiative Marine Tobago. It started in April and will last for 18 months. The project involves finding ways to restore and improve the health of Tobago's seagrasses and corals, especially in the event of environmental disasters. One way of doing so is replanting seagrasses in areas where they were once prolific, like Kilgwin Bay. It also involves facilitating educational seminars with local stakeholders like the Speyside Eco-Marine Park Rangers, SEMPA, and the Tobago Tourism Agency Limited, TTAL. Director of Tourism Product Development and Destination Management, Narendra Ramgulam, explains why the agency is a part of this environmental initiative.
What we are doing today is a bit in line with ethical tourism as well, because what we are doing is actually leaving something for the environment to grow, to develop, to sustain itself, to preserve itself, to maintain itself, and to ensure that there is sustainability for future generations and for our source markets as well, because now there's a trend where travelers who are coming now, they're looking for high value type products, and doing something as simple as this will ensure that there is a quality product at the end of the day that is of high value.
This was the first seagrass replanting trial under the Marine Project. Hundreds of seagrass shoots were planted on this particular day at 2 sites along Kilgwin Bay. But the project is not just for environmental stakeholders. Everyone is being encouraged to get involved.
We came, me and 3 other members of SAMPA came because we are aware of how important seagrass is to turtles, especially the critical endangered ones. We want them to come back to this nesting site, especially this one because it's not as populated as the rest.
It is our hope that through education and sensitization that they will understand how this benefits the average Tobagonian and Trinidadian, why it makes sense to maintain biodiversity, maintain seagrass beds in terms of fisheries population, in terms of the environment. So once we get people on the ground to take ownership of it, I think the project stands a better chance of success.
The planting sites at Kilgwin Bay will now be incorporated into the IMA's current seagrass monitoring schedule. The monitoring takes place several times per year to check on the state of seagrasses around the island. This checking component will add to the data collection about the condition of the island's coastal and marine areas. I'm Amadara Mills for Let's Talk Tobago.
Tobago is anticipating the return of the Tobago Heritage Festival, which has been held virtually for the past 2 years. But there's also a lot in it for the youth. The Junior Heritage Festival is providing a platform and an opportunity for the intergenerational transfer of knowledge using a range of safe and interactive activities. You'll find out more in our next story. Have a look.
Junior Heritage Festival 2022 is on. The festival's theme is Ancestral Flames, Rebirth of a Nation. This year's festivities will be executed by the Department of Culture in collaboration with the Tobago Festivals Commission Limited. Acting Cultural Officer 2, Jessie Taylor, says this series of events is aimed at inspiring the youth of today. It's all in an effort to rekindle our rich cultural heritage legacy following the impact of COVID-19.
It has been out for a very long time, but we found that the children are really what we have for our future. So we are back to preserve what we once had. And as it is named, Ancestral Flames, truly the rebirthing of a nation, as we've seen here, as we've started today. So the attempt is to encourage all our youth and all our children to go back to that time where we created the old time days, bring back the old time days, I should say, and to revisit those past times, storytelling, and to engender in them a sense of hope and generation that will be birthing to keep the traditions alive.
The first school to experience the caravan was Scarborough Roman Catholic Primary School. The students learned about heritage and traditional Afro-Caribbean dances, music, drumming, and games we once played. In all, 15 schools will experience this.
I did enjoy all of the heritage performances today. I did love all of them this morning. The parade was historic, good and good.
There'll also be junior heritage exhibitions at Fort King George on July 27th and 28th. Also scheduled for July 27th is a Tobago Heritage Science Competition.
We also have what is called When Science and Culture Collides, which we are encouraging all the children in the various schools to take part in this science competition and create a working tourism model of some kind of project, some kind of thing that they innovate, create, that they can show where we bridge traditional culture with technology, because you see where we're going, the world is fast-paced, it's technologically savvy. So we have where science collides with culture. Additionally, we have Junior Miss Heritage and a Little Miss Heritage, which will happen up at the 4th and the 27th and the 28th.
The festival ends on August 1st at the Emancipation Day celebrations at Tobago Heritage Park with presentations and judging of the Junior Heritage Queen. I'm Marina Elaine for Let's Talk Tobago.
It's been a while since staff at the Office of the Chief Secretary has been able to get together and get outdoors. So employees and their family members took the opportunity to do just that on Corpus Christi at the Buku Integrated Facility with a five-a-side football competition and a cooler line. The theme was One Family, One Love. Here are the highlights.
A pleasant good afternoon to everyone present. Let me recognize all the heads of departments and units under the Office of the Chief Secretary, as well as our hard-working organizing committee. It was about 6 weeks ago that I would have challenged the heads of department to do something to bring all staff together as a family and to have fun. And ladies and gentlemen, I thought we would have had just a simple acknowledgement for fathers. However, they went way beyond my expectation. It is with a glad heart this afternoon that I welcome you to the first of what we hope would be many fun events that the Office of the Chief Secretary will have in 2022.
Let me encourage you all, we have to find a lot more time to get together, whether it's as departments or as a division as a whole. So have fun, be safe.
Coming up next, dads in Tobago had their bellies filled with laughter on Father's Day. We'll tell you more about the Daddy Laugh Now comedy show held at Shaw Park Complex right after this break. Stay with us. Laughter is good medicine. That's why on Father's Day, the promoters of Purity Entertainment treated fathers in Tobago to a special comedy show entitled Daddy Laugh Now, held at Shaw Park Complex. Have a look at how it went.
One can argue there is no better gift than laughter, and surely the auditorium of the Shaw Park Cultural Complex was filled with it, as comedians and entertainers had the audience in stitches. Promoter of the event, Leslie Paulson, better known as Isaac 98.1 FM's DJ Polo, says the show was done to better appreciate the patriarchs of society.
What do we really do for fathers? When you talk about Mother's Day, is everything for mothers, and nothing is wrong with that. But, you know, we really decided that we wanted to do something for the fathers, and to show appreciation, to say, hey, Daddy will love you for all the hard work that you do. But Daddy come, we've been through so much. You understand? But Daddy come and laugh. Let we enjoy together as a family.
The lineup featured a humorous cast of special performers inclusive of Jonesy, Kesh Ramsey, Alan the Entertainer, and comedy king Larry Joseph.
Oh God, it was nice. It was nice. I haven't been to Tobago for at least 3 years, you know. And this time, you know, I got such a nice feeling being here in Tobago because I was treated so well by your people here.
The Daddy Laughner comedy show definitely appealed to the palates of patrons, as they've been calling to have similar events throughout the year, something that Purity Entertainment will consider. In the meantime, Mr. Paulson is just grateful for those who attended.
To all the fathers who are seeing me right now, your boy Polo, you understand? And those of you who are doing a great job in terms of parenting, keeping up on everything that you have to do as fathers, kudos. There's none like you. You understand? So you just continue doing what it is that you do best. Continue loving, continue protecting, continue being that king, that priest, so that you are.
Promoters are already planning the Daddy Laughner event for 2023, as they hope it can become a calendar event in Tobago. I'm Ryan McCool for Let's Talk Tobago.
Tobago's consistent performances in the pool have been paying off at both the national and regional levels, including a record-breaking performance at the Pan American Age Group Championships. Here's more.
Even after a 2-year slowdown, the Tobago YMCA Aqua Warriors continue to make a mark on national swimming. The group enjoyed success at the recently concluded National Long Course Championships hosted by the Aquatic Sports Association of Trinidad and Tobago. The meet was held at the National Aquatic Center in Balmain Couva in Trinidad. Aqua Warriors coach Mosey Dinoon says the athletes' successes have been due to their hard work and dedication.
The Tobago YMCA Aqua Warriors was founded in 2014 under the Tobago YMCA umbrella. This project was more or less Dr. Eastland Mackenzie's baby brainchild. So we have formed the club in 2014, and since then we have been doing really well in national and regional swimming championships. It's nice when you have athletes who are committed and dedicated to showing up and showing out every single time. When you go to swim meets, they are willing to do the events. They don't back down from a challenge. So it's good that it's really just hard work always shows the reward. So the rewards that we are reaping now is because of the hard work of the athletes, the parents, the support system that is there.
Mr. Dinoon is pleased with the progress of the club. He says competitive swimming requires sacrifice.
We are very elated. We are happy of the work that we put in and the rewards that come from, everything. It's not easy getting up at 4 in the morning or 3:30 because we are actually national swimmers as well as national coaches as well. So we get up in the morning and we do our training session at 3 a.m. and then we train the swimmers at 5 a.m. Recently we took part in the National Open Long Course Championships where the team came back with 16 medals and 4 trophies. This is 1, 2, 3 of the 4 trophies. That's mainly the best that we have done for this season, 2022 season thus far.
Assistant coach Rochelle Pierre, who often competes alongside the team, says seeing her swimmers excel is rewarding.
Well, the thing that drives me about coaching is helping athletes, swimmers that are interested in the sport achieve their goals. It's a very satisfying feeling to, know that you contributed in some way or the other to keep them motivated and dedicated and to really be successful in reaching where they want to go.
Teenager Jacob Cox admits that it is challenging juggling school and swimming, but he's motivated by the winning feeling.
It's pretty difficult with the schoolwork and training, but yeah, I make it work. It does feel pretty good, but it does get more courage to keep pushing to get better.
In all, at the national championships, the Aqua Warriors swam away with 16 medals, 5 each for Rochelle Pierre and Mosey Dinoon, 3 for Shidel Johnson, 2 for Onella Walker, and Jacob Cox 1 medal. Walker followed up her national showing with 5 medals, including 3 gold, at the recent Pan American Game Age Group Championships. And she swam away with a national record to boot in the girls 18 and over 100 meter backstroke event in 1 minute 4.18 seconds. I'm Crystal George for Let's Talk Tobago.
Well, we've come to the end of yet another edition of Let's Talk Tobago, and as always, we thank you for watching. Please email us with your comments or queries about the program, and be sure to like our Office of the Chief Secretary THA Facebook page, visit our website, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. From our house to yours, I'm Davia Chambers, along with the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly, wishing you a safe and productive week.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Beautiful morning. It's Thursday, the 30th of June 2022. We're officially at that halfway mark in 2022, folks. It's 7 a.m. and this is the Tobago Updates morning show coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. I am Julian Skeet as we continue to give God thanks for life.
And I am Rhea Richardson George, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning to Tobago, good morning Trinidad, those of you in the Caribbean, and those of you viewing us on the live. Good morning, good morning. Julian Skeet, good morning. It's Thursday, the day before Friday.
And that automatically makes it a beautiful day.
That's right.
It makes it a beautiful day, that kind of day indeed.
Yes.
And Rhea, you know, there's been much happening. And, you know, particularly I want to touch on the fact that we are so thankful indeed. I'm thankful at that, you know, after the concerns surrounding and the potentials of the, you know, the impact of extreme and adverse kind of weather, that once again Trinidad and Tobago has really been spared for the greater part of it. I've only heard of some minor reports, and so again, based on accounts coming out from TEMA, about 3 or 4 areas. I think closest to the most challenging might have been the issue of a collapse of a house in the Bethany area. And I know we heard the TEMA director yesterday also speaking with our youth host and the, on the matter at hand. But from all accounts, it appears that they are on top of the situation in terms of that emergency response.
Most definitely. And it is not that God is a Trini, because we saw the pictures circulating on social media of a TNT identification card with the picture, a somewhat depicted picture of who Jesus is, you know, stating that God is a Trini. So it's not that God is a Trini that, you know, the reason why we were spared, but certainly
it's probably a Tribegonia.
I tell you, let me tell you something. Caribbean people, Julian, are very creative, extremely creative. You know, but we are thankful to have been spared yet again. Minor incidences, rocks falling in the Bad Rock area. One or two fallen trees, but nothing to cry about, you know. But like I said, we are really thankful to have been spared this time around.
Oh yeah,
yet again.
Indeed, yet again, and we see the discussions continuing, particularly in our Tobago space, as it relates to the budget presentation that would have taken place. And, you know, more importantly, I think a particular point that stood out to me, and I would have heard it being made repeatedly, I think it was by one of the chambers, and it's important for us to have a very kind of solid approach to wanting and seeking to get more for driving the development of Tobago. And therefore we look forward to see how that will go, because as we always made the point, a lot of persons got upset with former Secretary Assemblyman Jomo Pitt, when he went into the house in the tenure of the then administration and spoke to the fact about the wish list. But in reality, this is where it all begins. It all begins at that starting point where you make a wish, you put forward, this is what I would like to have. And then you wait for that determination. But within the time frame of, I dare say, we ought not to sit and wait, but rather to make the kinds of representation so that there's a clear understanding at central government as to what is required here in the Tobago space.
Definitely, definitely. And I just want to put in a plug here, because as the post-budget consultation or discussions continue, you know, the Trinidad and Tobago, the Trinidad and Tobago Association of Insurance and Financial Advisors is having their post-budget forum, which is scheduled for tomorrow, Friday, the 1st of July, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. The venue is at Ravenel's Resort in Bon Accord, and their panelists, Ho Choi Charles, former Chief Secretary of the THA, Diane Haddad, President of the Tobago Chamber, Dr. Vanush James, economist, Anselm Richards, THA Chief Technical Advisor, Division Finance, Trade and Economy, and Chris James, President of the Hotel Association. So these are just the persons on the panel, and they are encouraging persons, and they're calling for students, particularly forms 4, 5, and 6, and those of you engaged in tertiary education, to be a part of this forum.
Indeed, indeed, folks. And at this point, we head on over to news in 90 seconds.
All right, thank you, Julian. Here's your news in 90 seconds for Thursday, 29th June. The Tobago Emergency Management Agency recorded 18 reports of damages around the island as a result of the passage of the tropical cyclone. Among the reports were 4 roofs blown off in various areas and 1 collapsed home in Bethany. TIMA and the relevant government agencies are treated with the affected families at this time. Meanwhile, today is the last day to be inoculated with Pfizer vaccines against the COVID-19 virus. According to a release from the Tobago Regional Health Authority, after today, adults and children ages 12 to 17 will not have the choice of Pfizer vaccines. The last doses will be available at the Scarborough Health Center from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sinopharm and Johnson & Johnson vaccines remain accessible to the public. Negative COVID-19 tests are no longer required upon entry into Trinidad and Tobago. The announcement was made by the Minister of Health, Terence Diaz-Singh, at yesterday's virtual press conference. This means that both national and foreign travelers to the country no longer need to present negative PCR or antigen tests to immigration officers. The order takes effect on Friday, July 1st. In some other news, the Director of Public Prosecutions, Roger Gaspard, is still considering charges against the parties involved in the Piaco International Airport matter. Last week, the Privy Council dismissed the case citing political bias from the late Chief Magistrate Sherman McNichols. Gaspard said now that there is no more legal matters involving the airport, he is considering the options. Former government ministers and businessmen are accused of siphoning funds during the construction of the Piaco International Airport between 1995 and 2000. And that was the news in 90 seconds. Back to you, Ria and Julian.
Thank you so much there, Candice, giving us a sense of the happenings in the Tobago space and even beyond. And Ria, one of the particular announcements for me that's exciting is the issue of July 1st. Trinidad and Tobago is actually at that point now.
Yes.
Where it is, we are making that distinction and no longer having that requirement. And I ought to say to you, it's not easy at all. It's not easy at all. I recall being out quite recently, and you're excellent for your conference, you're excellent for your trip, and then you come to the point where, oh my gosh, even if I felt I've done everything in line, and I want to say to you, it's particularly challenging to wear that mask 24/7 when you're out in a space and in an environment where it is they're past that stage. You know what I mean? I'm right within the Caribbean and even within the States, and therefore, as a result of that, you get there and you get that test and you're waiting for that email to come in.
before moving forward.
Oh yeah, in fact you get to the airport and people are saying to you, oh, you still require that for Trinidad and Tobago?
Oh God.
So it's interesting, but we're moving in that direction as at July 1st. Again, continuing to see the greater responsibilities on us as individuals.
That's right, most definitely, most definitely. So it doesn't matter. I mean, not that it doesn't matter what the laws are. You have to adhere to these laws, but certainly we are looking forward to seeing the changes being made with regards to entry and exit to the country.
Certainly indeed. We got some birthdays this morning.
Yeah, we do.
So we're heading on into some birthdays this morning here on the Tobago Updates morning show.
So this is my girl here, Nikisha Mackenzie. Nikisha, I love going out to you this morning from the entire Richardson clan, from your brother, your daddy, your sister. Your brothers actually. Happy birthday going out to you. And this is our girl here, Renee Devine, celebrating her birthday. Renee, love going out to you this morning. Love going out to you. And these are persons who are celebrating tomorrow. And I thought we might have had there's a special picture that in fact we'll get it up later on. But the Chief. Do we have it? Chief? I'm not sure if we have it.
And this is the time I want to send congratulations out. Let me start on the whole first. You leave that picture there in focus. She gives me trouble ever so. Actually, no, she's well behaved. Her mother gives me trouble ever so often. Beautiful indeed. We want to say congratulations, Scarborough Secondary School. You know, they would have had their graduation ceremony that took place. And interesting enough, the focus being on overcoming adversity.
Interesting. And I tell you, they did indeed. I did not. I mean, I looked at Osaze. This is my baby girl here, my last. I say my last. My husband says the third. But I'm going to stick with the last for me. You know, it's the last for us.
I am here for you this morning as well, George.
No, she's the last
child. We want to highlight and shout out Osaze, George.
So I made all the noise that I had to make on Wednesday, because I know I have no more preschool graduations to go to, no more primary, no more secondary. My days for that, you know, it's over. Julian, over to you. You have one and the others coming, so it's over to you with that. But certainly, really proud moment for her and for all the students who were able to go through the years of online schooling and then return to face-to-face. It was not easy. It really was not. But you know, we continue to pray for their success in the midst of adversity.
Definitely, and I want to also take the opportunity to send out congratulations to the principal, the staff, all the students that would have stepped out. I also had some excellent interactions with those belonging to 4th, 3rd form, etc. Those in the lower forms that normally usher and provide support as we continue to support our alumni, Scarborough Secondary School. Excellent service from entry right on in. Youth excellence, and you know I don't ever hesitate to congratulate youth excellence going on out there, and we really want to wish all members of the graduating class the very best. And this is the time for graduation. This is certainly the time, and we look forward to the continued excellence. You see there we are on screen, the full graduating class.
I tell you, Julian,
and this is also dear to my heart, and you know I want to congratulate, because I have done over the years award in honor of Sherilyn O'Connor, my mother, in terms of her legacy going through there. And so I really, beyond just being a past student, having that connection to Scarborough Secondary School has really contributed to my foundation and making that contribution.
Julian, and I have to congratulate you here. And I saw when you stepped up when it was your time to present that award. And I know it wasn't easy for you. It never is, but the legacy continues, and I have to applaud you for that. Two things I want to mention. In fact, one thing very quickly here was the fact that in attendance at the ceremony on Wednesday was Mr. Noel T. Sosa and Mr.
Lincoln
Warner. And I felt as though MCs, don't get me wrong, you did an excellent job, but I felt as though these two gentlemen deserved a standing ovation. I'm telling you, they deserved it. What was particularly interesting was the fact that not only were they in attendance, but there were two classes out of the four, the four that are named after them, Warner and Sosa, and they were there, and I just figured that they deserved a little bit more, just saying.
Excellent, and we want to recognize them this morning, certainly making their contribution. Mr. Warner, and I think he would have been one of those. I met him in
That
Scarborough
was
Secondary
he
School, and
was
then
mine,
Mr.
yeah, yeah,
Sousa,
yeah.
saying commendations, and those are persons in the education system that have gone well beyond in making that commendation and making their contribution. And by the grace of God, he continues to bless them to keep going strong. Viewers, we want to thank each and every one of you that continue to connect with us. Those of you here in Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago, the region and the world at large. This is the Tobago Updates morning show, and this is your opportunity to share the live, share the live, share the live.
And if you wanna test my style, you better have a whole lot of measure. Cause I'm a rock back chick, never tag along the never look back chick.
Pre-qualification notice deadline 30th June 2022. The Tobago Regional Health Authority (TRHA) is updating its current list of pre-qualified contractors, suppliers, consultancy firms and sole traders to ensure compliance with the mandate of the procurement regulations of Trinidad and Tobago. All interested contractors and suppliers desirous of entering into business arrangements with the TRHA are invited to engage in the pre-qualification of suppliers registration process. For more information, visit the following link: trha.page.link/tenders.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show. It's 7:16 a.m. and we're coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. Viewers, in this segment, we have on set with us this morning Assemblyman Kelvon Morris, Minority Leader in the Tobago House of Assembly. And we are chatting on the Tobago House of Assembly budget estimates presented 2022-2023. All right, morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Julian. Good morning, Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago, and all listeners.
So we heading straight on in, straight on into the topic at hand. Your first and initial response, having heard the budget presentation that took place for 2022-2023.
Well, as I said, it was a budget, filled with a lot of initiatives. Some of them very worthy initiatives, and others you wonder if we can really have it implemented within the realities of the Tobago House of Assembly. Some of them in terms of funding and resources, and others there are some legal impediments as well. And the Tobago House of Assembly legislature is not a law-making body in the truest sense of the word, where if you make a law, pass a bill, then it is automatically assented to by the president. We have to still go through the cabinet and then through the parliament. So of course there are some impediments, and therefore we would have asked the current executive to at least outline their priorities so that we as Tobagonians can have a sense as to, what actually are the things that this administration believe they have to, must do, and what are the things they believe, well, perhaps we can always do at another time. And we didn't see that coming out in the budget, but we continue to look forward to see what will be done. Because as you know, this is only a first stage in a very complex process of negotiating and agitating.
So particularly we would have seen, and I'm happy that you made mention of that, in terms of it's only the first stage. And we saw where there were efforts by the Chief Secretary, and particularly indicating the 3.97 or so billion that would have been requested is, of course, based on the estimated budget that we are assuming would happen nationally, which would be just around about 57 or 58 billion. Therefore, looking at what might be the maximum, according to to the dispute resolution in terms of the 6.9%. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, this is why, you know, we were concerned about the level of misinformation, disingenuity, and in some cases hypocrisy, because the Chief Secretary current is one of those persons who in the past would have chided the previous administration for asking for things that they know they just won't get, because at the end of the day, the history 20 years or even 25 years since 1996, the amendment and the DRC ruling would have shown that we have not gotten more than 4.5% of the national budget. So to come and ask for anything more and expect that you're going to get it is quite disingenuous. And that is why, you know, we chided him, because it was his words in the previous that told, and Mr. Duke is on record as well as telling the previous administration, lower your gaze, meaning prepare a budget that is more realistic in line with the allocation that you are going to eventually get. And of course, we're seeing that now that they are in the seat, they are still asking for way more than they know they will get, because they're asking for 3.9. We believe they will get something around 2.3, 2.5 billion dollars.
So, but based on what you just indicated, one would say, is it that you felt that the Chief Secretary still wasn't as conservative enough? Because we've even seen larger budgets being presented by the former Finance Secretary and so in the past, beyond the 6.9, in anticipation, and we still came back to that point. He has attempted to be a little more conservative, but are you saying it's still not conservative enough?
Well, what the Chief Secretary didn't do in this instance, whereas previous budgets would have budgeted for all spending, the Chief Secretary, what he did is disaggregate the spending that he wanted to get from the central government itself. But if you listen to the details of the budget, there are a number of programs and projects that they are going to try to fund by alternative funding. So they would be asking or looking at borrowing from the CIDB, the Caribbean Development Bank, IDB, and those kind of funding arrangements. And also, there are other situations where they will be doing private partnerships. So really and truly, that budget, when you check the full extent of it, is almost about $6 billion. There's one program alone, the Coastal Conserving Program. That program is $1.3 billion, but that is not costed as part of the budget that is going forward to the central government. So it's not really true to say that the budget is only $3.9 billion.
Right, in terms of the request. One of the things I want to get, are you of the view that we should, and I want to touch specifically on the point, yes, we have always received closer to what the lower limit has been in terms of just over 4%. I know it is no secret, you too, and any administration advocates for the need for more. What do you think can be done differently between now and the actual time for the budget presentation in Trinidad to ensure that there's greater levels of advocacy to ensure that Tobago receives more than what is the bare minimum?
Well, one, we have to show that we can spend what we have. As we speak, and I was able to make this point lucidly clear, which the Chief Secretary never responded to. We have a situation where 3 months remaining, there's $1.3 billion in allocation on hand for this administration to spend. How will they spend that $1.3 billion in the next 3 months? Only the Chief Secretary can tell. But if you are not able to show that you have the need to spend the $1.3 billion, then how come are you asking me for more? So we must first be able to show that we can spend the $1.3 billion that is left on allocation before we can actually push to get more than the 4.3% or so that we will receive. So I'm saying first and foremost is that we must spend that $1.3 billion. In fact, there are a number of suppliers, and the irony is the Chief Secretary gave a picture as though Tobago and the THA had no money. But at the end of the day, we are now seeing where there's $1.3 billion on hand. There are contractors owed, other suppliers owed, and yet we are not paying the bills. And I'm wondering, why are we not paying verifiable bills? There's a difference between bills in question and there are bills that can be verified, that are bona fide bills, legitimate bills. And we are saying, use some of that money to pay the bills, because if you owe people, the end of the day you have to pay.
Let me get a sense from you, and that's a very interesting point that you're making, because as you're rightfully saying, in one sense, you're getting a picture that there are very limited resources available, and here you are saying that there is certain resources available in terms of within the THA in order to be able to spend to meet particular expenses. Is there any intent on your part, and representing the PNM administration, to make any kind of representation to central government, given what might be an existing relationship in relation to the budget presented?
Well, Julian, I've always said, I am Tobago first, party after. That goes without question. And therefore, where there are opportunities to advocate for more for Tobago, I will always advocate. In fact, in this budget, I didn't just come into the budget and say, well, this wrong, this didn't make sense, this not good, that not good. I also provided recommendations of areas that we can look at to strengthen. One of those areas, for instance, is the area of digitization. I believe, as we stand, having a department in the Division of Education is insufficient to promote and advance the kind of digitization we require. So I'm saying we have this standalone Office of the Deputy Chief Secretary, which I'm sure, if Tobagonians are honest, we have not seen any meaningful outcome from that division as yet. I'm saying we can use that opportunity, because we are only allowed 9 divisions. We can make more of that position. I'm saying let us look at a division of investment, innovation, and technology, where we use those synergy to move forward Tobago's digitization process. Because digitization is the way forward globally. And therefore, if we want to be the greatest little island in the world, we must be able to have a digitization process that is in keeping with where the world is going. I also promoted that we get an innovation and technology park somewhere in the West, and we can leverage that park, leverage that location to have something like a smart resort destination. So we are inviting all those tech companies, all the gurus and that kind of thing to come in, leverage our location, build out this kind of resort destination where we will be able to also utilize their presence to advance our digitization agenda.
So speaking specifically to that, in terms of, we heard of promises in relation to the rollout of the first smart school, where it is Scarborough Secondary, and in fact I just attended the graduation, where it is, we heard commitments coming out about the plans from the Chief Secretary spoke to it, and plans from the Division of Education, and the principal even saying thanks in advance for what is to be delivered. What are your thoughts in that kind of direction, with the aspiration to now not just build a new school, a new plant, but also looking at a smart school that should be able to respond to the technologies of this time and beyond?
And as I said, there were some excellent ideas, and that is one of those ideas I would fully support, because at the end of the day, we know the world is going towards, this smart technology, green technology as well. And part of your tourism product and tourism attraction going forward is how eco-friendly your island is. And therefore, anything that would advance that agenda, therefore, will receive support from us. We have always said, what is good for Tobago, all measures, all policies, all initiatives, we will support on this side. This is a new time for the PNM, a new type of politics, and I, as a minority leader, will always bring my own personal footprint to the way I want to see minority operate, not just opposing for opposing's sake, but always being objective in our discourse.
What would you identify, you know, coming out of your presentation? I know you spoke to a few areas, and that was commendable indeed, not just a matter of criticizing. But what would you identify as probably two of the key areas that you are looking forward to, based on some of the recommendations that you would have made? And of course, you know, if you came to studio, you came here, and similarly the youth host didn't hear you speak to the youth initiative, you had problems.
Well, you know, youth development is really one of my passion. I know something you also share. But I always believe that, you know, in terms of youth development, it sometimes don't get the kind of attention it requires when it's really embodied within another division. So one of the things I would have advocated for is a special purpose company that would allow youth development to get its focus and treat with all the issues surrounding, you know, support to youth groups, youth initiatives and that kind of thing, and get away from the bureaucracy of the administrative process in a division. So this youth development company will be managed by a board, will have its specific budget, and will be able to treat with all things youth going forward. And one of the things I did indicate that such a board should really be really chaired and operated by persons who are either youth advocates or persons falling within the very definition of youth. So it's really youth seeing about youth business.
So that continues to be the focus. Is there any other main area that you would highlight that you want to see progressive moves in that direction that you'll certainly be keeping your eyes on?
Well, it would be remiss of me if I come here and not speak about sport as well, because as you know, sport has been something passion I have been involved in as a footballer. I've benefited from being involved in sport, and I believe that we need two things. One is a special purpose sport development academy that will treat with the best, the elite athletes, and take them, we're dealing with everything from education, nutrition, preparing them for professional life. And also in that sport development plan is a Tobago sport and recreational policy that will treat with how we engage persons in the community and have them involved, utilizing all the different playing fields, all the different support resources in the community, so that we build sport from the grassroots all the way up, and have persons particularly always, you know, part of sporting activities on a weekly basis. Sport is life. When I went to university, we practiced every day, and we played on the weekends, and by repetition, automatically you would recognize that you become a better athlete. So I believe that the sport policy must be one that keeps us engaged during the week and then have actual competitions on the weekend. And it is that way we would continue to produce quality athletes that would be world contenders and world beaters. I also advocated as well for a sport and cultural policy that recognizes our elite sportsmen and cultural ambassadors and treat them accordingly, giving them proper accommodation, proper support, financial support. So something like a travel grant. If you're a cultural ambassador, a cultural person, you get a travel grant to go out into the world and market, you know, Tobago and market our culture.
I'm seeing on the live here, Mr. Marcus Sports, Daniel himself. Sports is indeed life. And I know people like Marcus and Sheridan and the entire team out there will certainly support. Tell us very quickly, from the standpoint of efforts in terms of helping to, you know, to rebuild and to move the private sector in a positive direction. We saw mentions of about 60 million in terms of providing help and so to businesses and really building out the private sector. Do you believe that enough has been identified at this point to start moving the private sector out of what has been a very challenging situation even before the pandemic and then further going into the pandemic? Or do you believe that there are other areas that they can provide greater levels of support for the private sector?
Well, the financial support is a start, because when you talk to the businesses, they are in a dire situation, and of course any kind of stimulus will go a long way. But what we need more than ever is the enabling environment to really move the private sector even further. One of the things I recognize and I would always advocate is that we need to really give the private sector a space to become their best selves rather than the THA holding and competing. For instance, TATCO. TATCO should have been an agency that really treats with the marketing of Tobago-based products. What TATCO is now going to do is going to compete with some of our very agro-processors. When you look at that flour initiative, TATCO has signed an MOU with a major company to develop flour, alternative flour. But we had a number of persons, small agro-processors, who have been doing, flour, alternative flours for quite a number of time. What you would see happening now is a number of them will be pushed out of the market because they just can't compete in terms of, economies of scale and being able to produce that amount, because the more you produce, the less your overheads become, and therefore you can sell at a lower price. And because TATCO is getting into the market in the way they are getting in, they are now going to be competing with our agro-processors, and you don't grow private sector like that. So I'm saying in terms of growing the private sector, we need to create the enabling environment. We need to give the support, financial and otherwise. And also, we also need to treat with employment, and that is why I would have promoted an apprenticeship program that where the THA will pay 50% of the salary. That would allow the private sector to get the kind of labor force it requires as well.
All right, thank you very much there. Well, we're just out of time, but thank you very much there to our Minority Leader, Kelvon Morris of the Tobago House of Assembly, giving his perspective in relation to the THA budget presentation for 2022-2023. We await in some months to come and what we'll see over the next few months as we anticipate and prepare to see what will happen at the level of the national community in terms of the government of Trinidad and Tobago when the Minister of Finance later on in this year presents the budget for Trinidad and Tobago. Viewers, we head on into the good stuff, and in this segment this morning, 2 Tobagonians are selected on the national swimming contingent to represent Trinidad and Tobago at the inaugural Caribbean Games scheduled for Guadeloupe from June 29th to July 3rd. Following ratification of the team by the Trinidad and Tobago Olympic Committee and Aquatics Sports of Trinidad and Tobago on June 17th, Mosi Dinoon was appointed as coach and manager of the team, while Onella Walker was one of the 5 swimmers selected for the trip. And therefore, we want to say from the Tobago Updates family here and Tobago as a whole, good luck, guys. And we want to wish you congratulations and all the best as you continue to represent and to make your voices and your efforts and your impact there in that field. The good stuff this morning here on the Tobago Updates morning show. Viewers, at this point, we want to remind you this is your opportunity to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place.
Are you an artist, reader, or passionate about culture? Then join us on Saturday, 2nd July from 3 p.m. for the official Tobago book launch of The Chronicles of Kyrie. Held at One Love Arts, Atelier and Emporium, located at Wallfield Trace, Canby, Tobago. An evening of culture, folklore, dance and music, celebrating our unique culture. Admission is free. For updates and further information, follow us on Instagram, The Chronicles of Kyrie, or call us at 460-5439. See you there.
The Street 919 FM and the Tobago Updates presents the Tobago Updates Morning Show live simulcast on the Street 919 FM. Start your day with all the information you want and need with the simulcast of the Tobago Updates Morning Show live Mondays to Fridays from 7 a.m. on the Street 919 FM, the official station that defends the nation.
Saturday, July 2nd, come and experience Sun Up, the sexiest event in the East. Deltec Compound, Main Road, Argyle. Time 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Your DJs, Mighty Crush, 3D, King Regal, Showtime, and MC Snoopy. Ticket outlets, Barcode, Lust, or contact 359-5040. or 724-7656. Sun Up, the sexiest event in the East. Saturday, July 2nd. You won't want to leave until the sun goes down.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Viewers, welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. We are chatting this morning about Sun Up Brunch Inclusive, and we should have on the line with us at this time Delman Edwards, who is the promoter of Sun Up. Delman, good morning.
Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Tobago.
All right, let's get you again. Delman, yeah, are you hearing me clearly?
Yeah, I am. Good morning. Hello.
Right. Okay. So,
Can you hear
Delman,
me?
you are. Yeah, I'm hearing you better now.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, good morning, Tobago.
Good morning to you. So, Delman, before we get into this inclusive, this brunch inclusive, give us an idea of Sun Up and what it's all about.
Yes. So, Sun Up was, it started as a birthday lime among family members, which was my birthday. It started as a backyard lime where we invited close friends and family in 2017, and it evolved into something that we didn't really expect. The request and the word of mouth of people who attended Sun Up was overwhelming to the group of individuals who started off Sun Up, which included my brother, my sister, my cousins, and some close friends. And it grew from there into an event where people came to us and keep asking us from 2017 to 2018, and it slowly built into something that is a calendar event where Tobagonians look out to every year. Unfortunately, in 2020 and 2021, due to the pandemic, we had to cancel it because the COVID restriction didn't allow us to have any outdoor activities or social gathering.
2022,
Hello?
Sun Up is back on the calendar, back on the agenda, and you're having it this year. So give us an idea of what this brunch inclusive includes. What comes with this brunch inclusive?
Yes. So we at Sun Up intend to provide, as it said, a brunch inclusive. So you can expect to have a whole wide of delicacies. When I mean delicacies or signature dishes, a roast pig, where we have barbecue, chicken, jerk chicken. We'll be having a wide range of fish broth, different types of fish broth, corn soup. Also, we'll be having some of Tobago top DJs come in and entertain us. The ambience will be exclusive, second to any, and it's in the countryside, the beautiful village of Argyle. The scenery is magnificent, and the vibes, it's second to none. It's more the country feeling where everybody comes together and have a good time without thinking about tomorrow. Everybody comes out and have a wonderful time in summer.
All right, Delman, I'm particularly interested in the prices because I'm seeing here female 300 and male 325. Why is there an extra $25 on the costs for or the tickets for males?
Okay. Well, actually, we have an oversubscription of the men who come to Sun. So what we decided, we have an imbalance of the male and the female who actually comes to Sun. So what we try to do, we we basically have the 60% female and 40% male. Initially, we had some early bird tickets where we had the female was 250 and the male was 275. 275, yes, 275, yes, 275. So the thinking behind having the difference is to, I mean, it's a treat to the men to be part of Sunup. So you have to pay that extra price to come in Sunup. I mean, it's limited, it's exclusive, it's a ticketed only event. Without a ticket, you cannot come into the event. So it's limited. So it's something that you have to pay to come in. So there's a slight disparity, but I know the gentlemen will pay to come in to enjoy this beautiful event in the East.
And tell us, Dalman, where is it taking place, where and when?
Yes. So Sunup originated in my backyard in the beautiful village of Argyle. It's right on the seafront. When you come down, you have the view of the beach and the scenery of the mountains when you're in the event, and it will be held on the 2nd of July, this Saturday coming, providing that the sun comes out. We're having a little challenge with the weather pattern right now, but as I say, God is a Trini, and if he's a Trini, he's a Tobagonian also. So we are hoping that the sun is up and people come out and have a wonderful time.
All right, well, I really want to thank you. Dalman, what numbers can persons contact you on to get more information?
So you can contact me on 359 5040 5040. Look at the next one. Just now. Sorry about that. Just getting the. So 724 7656, and you can get your tickets available at either Barcode or Lost Restaurant and Bar. Mind you, they are going very fast, and I'm not too sure how many remaining because it's a very high subscribed event where people really come out to enjoy themselves. So get there early, come enjoy, come eat and enjoy, and have a wonderful time in Sunup. Trust me, you won't regret it.
Right, well, thank you so much. And I have to put in a plug here that your family is also known for having a really tasty home-style chicken right there in Argyle in front of, yes, I know. So if you're ever going to the East, viewers, you're ever heading to the East, you can check them out.
Yeah, yes? Yeah, you should come too. Come and enjoy yourself. I mean, we at Sunup will send out that complimentary ticket for you so you could come and have a wonderful time with us on Saturday.
Okay, Dalman, thank you. Thank you so much for that. All right, so much, Dalman Edwards, for chatting with us on Sunup, brunch inclusive, and you know, he talked about the food and stuff, and you know, it's going to be an very interesting event. So it's happening on the 2nd of July, that's this coming Saturday, and you can call the numbers for more information. Viewers, we've got lots more coming up on the program, so share the live, share the live, share the live.
Baby, cause I get a lot of pleasure. And if you wanna test my style, you better have a whole lot of
Saturday, July 2nd, come and experience Sunup, the sexiest event in the East. Deltec Compound, Main Road, Argyle. Time 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Your DJs, Mighty Crush, 3D, King Regal, Showtime, and MC Snoopy. Ticket outlets, Barcode, Lust, or contact 359-5040 or 724-7656. Sunup, the sexiest event in the East. Saturday, July 2nd. You won't want to leave until the sun goes down.
Tobago
Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
For plants for your garden or even a thoughtful gift for a friend, we at Eden Nurseries are waiting to welcome you with our affordable prices and variety of indoor and outdoor plants, flowers, palms, soil blends, pots, landscaping services, maintenance, irrigation services, and water features. Visit our garden shop and nursery Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturdays 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. located at the back of Orange Hill Gas Station, Shore Park, Tobago, or call us 639-0776 and let us help you bring your garden to life. We know the voice.
Lot of mercy. Kabesi comfy dub it and a rock it and a kick it.
We know the name. Why? Kabesi. What we did not know is son of the soil, artist Kabesi, has been battling stage 4 lung cancer. Assemblyman Nigel Tate, Signal Hill Patience Hill, in collaboration with Toya K Entertainment, presents Hope, a benefit concert in aid of Kabesi. Saturday, July 2nd, Signal Hill Comprehensive is the venue. Come and show your support for Kabesi with his friend King David, Mr. Royal, Ziggy Rankin, Prophet Benjamin, 9 Miles International, Isaiah, and many more. Your contribution is 100 TT. Come and support Kabesi.
Well, it's all about Kabesi.
Staying Alive, the benefit concert, Saturday, 9th July at O2 Park, Shagaramas. The Giants of Trinidad and Tobago on one stage.
Come and celebrate with us as we celebrate life and give thanks for the music. And we go down like kitty. We have a style like kitty.
Guess the band.
You want to know where we coming from? Say you want come look for me, yeah. If you're willing to have some fun, I could keep you company.
Staying Alive, the benefit concert.
There is nowhere else in the world you could see all of these giants on one stage.
Guess the band. Machelle Montano, Freetown Collective, 3 Canal, Orange Sky, plus many more artists to be announced. Tickets available online at islandetickets.com, all Haagen-Dazs outlets nationwide, and Ojo World, Saturday, 9th July at O2 Park, Shagaramas. Conquering all the obstacles.
Staying Alive, the benefit concert. rich and creamy, you'll find it right here. Makes you smile, relax a while, it's fun and good cheer. Ooh, enjoy every scoop. Ooh, every taste will get you hooked. We have flavors that you love, a combination special. Come along, enjoy our treats. This is Uncle Pete's.
Planting grass in the sea may sound like an absurd idea at first, but seagrasses are vital to our environment. Atish Kanhai, a research officer at the Institute of Marine Affairs, the IMA, says these marine plants are quite versatile.
Seagrasses serve many different purposes for the ecosystem. For one, they help stabilize the shoreline in terms of the sediment. They also provide habitats, nurseries for things like shellfish and different fish species. And they also help purify the water. And they help promote biodiversity in general as a productive ecosystem.
This seagrass replanting activity is just one of the IMA and BPTT's recently launched pilot project titled Marine Resilience Initiative Marin Tobago. It started in April and will last for 18 months. The project involves finding ways to restore and improve the health of Tobago's seagrasses and corals, especially in the event of environmental disasters. One way of doing so is replanting seagrasses in areas where they were once prolific, like Kilgwin Bay. It also involves facilitating educational seminars with local stakeholders like the Speyside Eco-Marine Park Rangers, SEMPA, and the Tobago Tourism Agency Limited, TTAL. Director of Tourism Product Development and Destination Management, Narendra Ramgulam, explains why the agency is a part of this environmental initiative.
What we are doing today is a bit in line with ethical tourism as well, because what we are doing is actually leaving something for the environment to grow, to develop, to sustain itself, to preserve itself, to maintain itself, and to ensure that there is sustainability for future generations and for our source markets as well, because now there's a trend where travelers who are coming now, they're looking for high value type products, and doing something as simple as this will ensure that there is a quality product at the end of the day that is of high value.
This was the first seagrass replanting trial under the Marin project. Hundreds of seagrass shoots were planted on this particular day at 2 sites along Kilgwin Bay. But the project is not just for environmental stakeholders. Everyone is being encouraged to get involved.
We came, me and 3 other members of SEMPA came because we are aware of how important seagrass is to turtles, especially the critical endangered ones. We want them to come back to this nesting site, especially this one because it's not as populated as the rest.
It is our hope that through education and sensitization that they will understand how this benefits the average Tobagonian and Trinidadian, why it makes sense to maintain biodiversity, maintain seagrass beds in terms of fisheries population, in terms of the environment. So once we get people on the ground to take ownership of it, I think the project stands a better chance of success.
The planting sites at Kilgwin Bay will now be incorporated into the IMA's current seagrass monitoring schedule. The monitoring takes place several times per year to check on the state of seagrasses around the island. This checking component will add to the data collection about the condition of the island's coastal and marine areas.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Viewers, welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show. This next interview is particularly near and dear to my heart for a couple of reasons. One, it involves my friend, my classmate, Pernell Winchester, fondly known throughout Tobago as Kabesi. And two, because the nature of the health situation that he is currently battling, I've been there, done that, and I thank God have survived only because of God. But to chat with us a little bit more on what's happening, we're talking about a benefit concert, a Hope the Benefit concert, and that involves raising funds for Kabesi to continue his treatment. We have on set with us Assemblyman Nigel Tate, who is a major part of this benefit concert, might I add. Hopefully joining us on VMix, we're going to have Latoya Kent and Kabesi himself to chat with us a little bit more on the journey. Good morning and welcome to Assemblyman Tate.
Yes, good morning, Ria. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, those who ring. Good morning.
Yeah. Now, I know we're not here to talk politics. We're here to get into this. But, you know, we can't have you on set and not ask about life in politics, life in the assembly. How has it been for you thus far?
Well, with Chief Secretary, as far as Augustine, and an executive council that we presently have now, I believe we're on the right track. Tobago is finally on the right track now. So things going great with me so far.
All right.
I'm loving it. Yeah.
All right. And putting your hand to the plow, putting your, the metal to the wheel to the metal to the wheel.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's talk a little bit here about this Hope the Benefit concert. And like I said, viewers, in a little while we should be having Kabesi on the line with us, as well as Latoya Kent, both members of this planning committee to be able to bring this event to the fore. Assemblyman Tate, how did you get involved? And I think it's very interesting for the public to understand, your roots and how you are involved in this benefit concert.
Okay. Well, it started last year, right? I went to visit my partner, Pernell Winchester, known as Kabesi, right? And he told me that he wasn't 100.
Right.
And then I recently found out that he didn't want to tell me what was the problem back then, but I recently found out that he was suffering from cancer. So I met out him again and we had a discussion, and he told me that he needed some assistance to do treatment.
Yeah.
Around that same time, Toya Kent, which is his personal manager, reached out to me also, and she came up with this great idea of hope, holding on to positive expectation.
Say that one more time. Hope.
Hope. H-O-P-E. Holding on to positive expectation.
That's right.
Right? And we say, well, let us do a concert for him. Right? And here we are now.
All right. So some of the other persons, Kerry Quash,
yes. And you, of course, Miss Ria.
Yeah.
Have Patient Still Helping Hand Group.
Yes.
Yeah, those guys already on set. And the family of Kabesi himself.
Yeah, the Winchesters and
Winchesters,
Patient Still.
yeah, they are there with us, helping us to put this concert together. Right, along with other persons from Tobago Space. Yeah, so everything going good so far.
All right. I'm not sure if we've got our friends on the line just yet. Okay, so we're still hoping to have them. All right. And the thing is, this is happening on Saturday. Now, we know that there are a lot of other activities taking place on Saturday as well. But we are calling on the public, the past students, class of 89, Signal Hill Senior Comprehensive School. This is an opportunity for all of us to get involved. This is not the guy who lives down the road. This is one of our brothers, okay? This is one of our brothers. So we're calling on everyone to get involved.
Yes, so true, so true. And not only his classmates, but also
the people of Patience
Hill, Signal Hill, because you all know the talent the guy have, right? That's a guy who could sing. He could make up thing on the spot and bust a tune one time too. He's good like that.
That's right. And if you know anything about him, the Pernell Winchester that I knew growing up at Signal Hill, because there were several days when we would walk home, he would go Patience Hill, I'm going to Signal Hill. But the gentleman that I knew then is the gentleman that exists today in terms of his heart, a beautiful heart, a very beautiful individual. And I've always said it to my children, he was the same guy many years ago, and he's the same person today.
So
very humble, very, very, very beautiful person indeed.
So true, so true. I could give you all a little history too, because Kabesi or Pernell, we actually grew up together as brothers, right? We went to primary school together, went on to Scarborough Sec together, then went on to Signal Hill Senior Comprehensive. Well, those days were Scarborough Sec and Signal Hill Senior Comprehensive. You know, we actually used to go and fish together. We play football together. We hunt together.
During hunting season.
During hunting season,
that's
of course. We used to lime together. You know, so we grew up very close.
Yeah, so
close.
You have that personal involvement in this event to ensure that your friend survives.
Yes. This is something I have to do because my mom also passed from cancer. So I know how it feels for the family also to know that you have someone that close going through this again. Because I saw what my mother went through. Now, if I'm in a position now to help someone,
that's right.
Right, I am going to help that person.
That's right. That's
right. I'm going to help that person.
Definitely, definitely. And I have to applaud you here, Assemblyman Tate, for getting involved. Not only are you getting involved, but you are really putting your hand in the ring to ensure that, you know, Kabesi gets what he needs. And I have to let persons know out here that the individual who is going through cancer treatment, it is no easy feat. All right, it is absolutely no easy feat. It is going to take a lot for him, a lot for him to get involved, and a lot for him to survive, because it is no easy feat. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take finances. He's going to have to eat well. We're talking treatment, getting to and from, whether it is in Tobago or in Trinidad, is going to take something. So whether he's able to work or not, it's going to cost him something. So we're saying here, you know, a lot of times we talk love and we talk support, you know, I got your back, brother, I got your back. This is the time to show, brother, I got your back, all right? But we want to let persons know as well, you know, some of the individuals who will be making up, who will be on the cast for this benefit concert.
Okay, the artists, we have some local artists also. We have Candice Robinson, Stephanie Joseph, Fashion Police, I'm a partner too. Hello. We are Natural. We have another lady of the soil, Miss Rosalind Reed.
Yes.
Yeah, and also we have Prince Unique, Shanika Denoon, and Anomaly.
Right.
And then we have
outside now.
Yeah, and then we have the well, I wouldn't think, but the reggae men and them, Ziggy Rankin, Prophet Benjamin, Jam Melody, and some others, right?
Okay.
Plus Kabesi himself, he said that he wants to do at least a performance on the night in question. So
we're hoping that he's strong enough.
Yes, he will be strong enough. Yeah. Yes. God with us. God will bless us, and God will bless him also. Right? So we are expecting to hear his voice also that night.
Right. All right, well, I have to thank you. And, you know, it is important that that persons know here that it's a contribution of $100. I know some
Yeah.
of you are saying, oh my gosh, I may not have it. Then we still willing to accept what you do have. And for those of you who are saying, you know, I have something else on that night, we still accept your $100 contribution. So if you cannot make the event, you can still, you can contact one of the committee members, and we'll give you some numbers in a little while, so you can make the contribution as well. But I do believe at this time that we do have Kabesi and Toya Kent on the line. Good morning and welcome, guys.
Hi, good morning.
Yes. Okay, we got you guys now. We got you. We got you. Okay, can you hear us?
Yes, we can.
All right. Okay. Now, Kabesi, we don't want the time to go by and the public not hear from you. Give us an idea of what this concert means to you.
Well, it will be of great help to me because right now my battle is a serious battle, and I'm gonna win this battle with the help from everyone, you know.
Yeah. All right. Now, no, you are a man of many words, because we know that for a fact. But I know around this time, maybe the words are escaping you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's chat a little bit here with Toya. Toya.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, and you are promoter. You are also Kabesi's manager. We understand. Toya, how are things looking for Saturday's event?
Okay, so far everything is shaping up really good. We got everything that we said we wanted, and basically we are on and ready for Saturday.
All right. And this is a call again. Now, Kabesi, this is your time here to shout out the village of Patience Hill, Signal Hill, your schoolmates, your co-workers, the fellas like Tate, who you grew up with, you know, who you went fishing with and hunting, because Tate sell you out. He told us all the boyhood things, you know. To call them out, shout them out to be a part of this.
Well, you know, firstly, you know, I must big up Nigel, Assemblyman Tate, you know, because we grow like brothers, you know, doing a lot of activities together, fishing, hunting, football, you know, name it. You know, want to big up man like Junior Mills, you know, always supporting me. You know, David Reed from Patience Hill, you know, Kerry, Toya, my brothers, my sisters, the whole Signal and Patience Hill crew, the whole of Tobago, you know, big respect, basically love and respect all the time, you know.
All right. Yes, definitely. Thank you so much. Purnell, we continue to pray for you and to wish you Godspeed. We know that there is a huge journey ahead, but with God, all things are possible, and you're going to make this. You're going to make it. All right?
Yes.
And just to let persons know as well that it's happening on the 2nd of July, and it's at 8 p.m. And location and why? Why that location?
Well, Signal Hill Comprehensive School or Secondary School. First thing, it is covered, and right now we're under rain.
Yes.
we cannot predict the weather pattern at this point in time. So persons coming to the concert will be properly sheltered.
Right.
That is one. Also, Kabesi was a past student of that school, right? And he himself will love to go back there and then to see his a concert being prepared for him.
Right.
At one of his past schools.
Yeah.
And so we put all that into consideration, and I want to thank Mr. Xavier King also for.
Might we mention here that, you know, when we were planning this and we mentioned the possibility of having it at Signal Hill Senior Com, that was irrational, because he was a former student. But also when Mr. King was asked, there was no hesitation.
None whatsoever.
There was no hesitation.
None,
so thank you so much, Mr. Xavier King.
No, Mr. King, he was so grateful for that and thankful to know that he's going to assist a son of the soil, and also Mr. King some Patience Hill too.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so we're wrapping up here. So give us some quick information before we go.
Okay, Tobago, Trinidad also. we are hoping that you can come out and support this cause, because Colonel Kabesi, he did what he's supposed to do in the form of singing, reggae, calypso, on the spot chanting. That was the man, right? So now he needs your help. It's only $100. Saturday, 2nd of July, 8 p.m., Signal Hill Senior Comprehensive School, or Signal Hill Comprehensive or Secondary School. Come out, show your support, come and listen to some good artists here from Tobago and from Trinidad also. And also you'll be hearing your boy Kabesi also on set. Come out and support. Come out and support.
Come out and support.
Yes, come out and support.
We can't say it enough to come out and support.
Come out and support. I'll continue saying that. Come out and support. Come out and support. We need your help. Right? And God will bless us.
That's right.
Yes.
Put your money where your mouth is. You say, brother, I love. This is a time to show, man. Brother, I love. All right, so you can, I was trying to find some contact numbers here for persons. You can contact Toya. Let me give you, Toya's number. Yeah, that 326-7397. You can give it again. Go ahead, Mr. T.
Okay. Toya's number is 326-7397. Or you can call Mr. Kerry at 620-3057. Or you can call me.
Put it out there.
Well, the whole of today will get my number already, right? But I still say it. You can call me also 710-9475.
All right.
Thank you so much. For information pertaining to the Kabesi Hope concert.
All right, Hope the Benefit concert.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tate, for being on the program with us. Thank you so much, Kabesi. Again, we wish you Godspeed. Toya, Kerry Quash, we thank all of you for being a part of this, and we certainly look forward to Saturday to see all of Tobago coming out to support Kabesi in this concert. Well, lots more coming up, viewers, so share the live, share the live, share the live.
We know the voice.
Lot of mercy. Kabesi comfy dub it and a rock it and a kick it.
We know the name. Why? Kabesi. What we did not know is son of the soil. Artist Kabesi has been battling stage 4 lung cancer. Assemblyman Nigel Tate, Signal Hill Patience Hill, in collaboration with Toya K Entertainment, presents Hope, a benefit concert in aid of Kabesi. Saturday, July 2nd, Signal Hill Comprehensive is the venue. Come and show your support for Kabesi with his friends King David, Mr. Royal, Ziggy Ranking, Prophet Benjamin, 9 Miles International, Isaiah, and many more. Your contribution is 100 TT. Come and support Kabesi.
Well, it's all about Kabesi.
Saturday, July 2nd, come and experience Sun Up, the sexiest event in the East. Deltec Compound, Main Road, Argyle. Time 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Your DJs, Mighty Crush, 3D, King Regal, Showtime, and MC Snoopy. Ticket outlets, Barcode, Lust, or contact 359-5040 or 724-7656. Sun Up, the sexiest event in the East. Saturday, July 2nd. You won't want to leave until the sun goes down.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place.
Welcome back. This is the Tobago Updates, a morning show coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. Beautiful morning indeed here, Ria.
Yes.
And we just had specifically, and it's so important in terms of remaining connected to your roots.
Definitely.
And if it's one thing that persons continue to say with Assemblyman Nigel Tate, really staying connected and trying to assist in any way, form or fashion with regards, and as I heard Kabesi, you look forward to his music, and in terms of the contributions he has made, very well grounded in the Tobago space.
Definitely, and a real gentleman. If you know anything about him, Kabesi is one of those friends. Like I said, we would have walked home many days, and I'm talking about when we were 15, 16, 17. That's the age I'm talking about. So So he would turn left to go up to Patience Hill, and I'm taking a right to go down to Tranquility Heights, where I lived at the time with my parents, my family, you know. But a real gentleman, and Tobago is really looking forward to supporting him during this time, because like I said, it's not going to be easy. It has already taken a toll on him physically, and anything that we can do to alleviate the stress and the drama, the pressure on him physically, we're willing to do. So I'm saying here, Tobago, come out and assist. Let's not just sit down and say, brother, I love, but let's show brother I love. You know, there's a song that says, don't tell me with your mouth you love me, tell me with your heart you love me. Yeah, so just.
They come for mommy. Folks, I'm as surprised as you to see and hear me in that mode. I am as surprised as you are. But never a dull moment here on the Tobago Updates morning show.
I don't know why cameraman number one. Jared, what is the joke over there?
Never a dull moment here on the Tobago Updates morning show at all. And therefore, we're really looking forward to persons lending that support. And folks, this is going to be an eventful weekend for Rhea Richardson George, because she starts on, and that event takes place on Saturday. And I think from the prior interview, I heard she's also going to be at the event on Sunday.
Oh my Lord. Listen here, viewers, just to let you know as well, Assemblyman Tate also has an invitation for the minority leader, Mr. Kelvin Morris, so that that's going to be delivered today as one of the specially invited guests to that Hope the Benefit concert on Saturday. On Saturday.
Excellent, excellent. Looking forward to that continued support. So viewers, therefore, we want to continue to thank you so much for the love and support for the Tobago Updates morning show. And I'm told our information is we're heading on the outside tomorrow. We're on the outside tomorrow, so make sure to tune in to the Tobago Updates morning show, running from 7 a.m. tomorrow. And according to Rhea, it's Friday. It's Friday. All right. And viewers, we also want to remind you from this segment, we head on into GMT, Good Morning Tobago, with Candice Jackson. So we look forward to that upcoming segment. And Rhea, just those reminders to persons, even in these times, you know, and I feel like we start looking more closely at storms and hurricanes than we are at the challenges of the COVID-19 itself.
Definitely.
Restrictions being lifted from tomorrow, July 1st. Yes, we're starting a brand new month tomorrow, July 1st.
That's right, but we're going to leave it there. I see our cameraman one is saying that's it. We're well over time. So thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great day, Tobago, and we will see you tomorrow, God willing. So remember to stay safe, wear your mask, sanitize, and socially distance. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right,
bye-bye.
bye-bye, folks.
Welcome to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, your source for current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad, and the region. With a perfect conversations to complement your morning routine, I am Candice Jackson, and let's get started with your news in 90 seconds. The Tobago Emergency Management Agency recorded 18 reports of damages around the island as a result of the passage of the tropical cyclone. Among the reports, there were 4 roofs blown off in various areas and 1 collapsed home in Bethany. TEMA and the relevant government agencies are treating with the affected families at this time. Today is the last day to be inoculated with the Pfizer vaccines against the COVID-19 virus. According to a release from the Tobago Regional Health Authority, after today, adults and children ages 12 to 17 will not have the choice of Pfizer vaccines. The last doses will be available at the Scarborough Health Center from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sinopharm and Johnson & Johnson vaccines remain accessible to the public. Meanwhile, negative COVID-19 tests are no longer required upon entry into Trinidad and Tobago. The announcement was made by Minister of Health, Terence Dialsing, at yesterday's virtual press conference. This means that both national and foreign travelers into the country no longer need to present negative PCR or antigen tests to immigration officers. The order takes effect on Friday, July 1st. Meanwhile, Director of Public Prosecutions Roger Gaspard is still considering charges against the parties involved in the Piarco International Airport matter. Last week, the Privy Council dismissed the case citing political bias from the late Chief Magistrate Sherman McNichols. Gaspard said now that there are no more legal matters involving the airport, he is considering the options. Former government ministers and businessmen are accused of siphoning funds during the construction of the Piarco International Airport between 1995 and 2000. And that was your news in 90 seconds. And of course, you realize by now, I am in a very different space. I am at the Harmon School of SDA in Scarborough, where we are going to be focusing on the school. We are going to be speaking with the principal of the school, Miss Chanel Ross Utley, and Pastor Map, who's going to tell us a little bit about the school itself. So a special good morning to you guys. How are you guys doing?
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, great. So first of all, let's get into a little bit of a history about the school. Tell me a little bit about where the name Harmon came from.
Well, the name Harmon, firstly, I'm Pastor Utley, deputizing for Pastor Map.
Right.
All right, and we're happy to be able to fill those shoes. Harmon comes from Ellen Gold Harmon. That was her name. And the school is pegged upon her and her life and her ministry. As we know, is Bible-based. Even the uniform of the young girls, the color is significant, and that was one of her hallmarks in terms of her dress back then. So that's the school. It's called Harmon School of SDA. So her maiden name was Harmon, and when she got married, she became White. So Ellen Harmon White. So that's the background of the school's name.
And how long has the school been in existence?
The school has been in existence since 1952.
So one of the oldest schools on the island.
Yes.
Right, and of course, it's been a long journey for the school, and a lot has happened, and we're here now to speak about some things that we want to, help with the school. There's a fundraiser coming up. So first of all, I just want you to tell me about that fundraiser and why is it important?
Well, we have the telethon coming up on this weekend, and it is important because it's an opportunity for others, whether alumnus or persons in the community in general, to be able to partner with us in taking God's school forward. We've been here for 70 years, and we've done our best over the years to get the school renovated and so forth, but there are a lot more things needed. And we said, what better way as we celebrate our 70th anniversary than to open up to everyone so that we all can partner as we go forward in renovating the buildings and the field and several other aspects of the school campus.
All right, so we're just going to give you viewers just a little idea of what the school looks like and exactly what needs to be done, because of course we know it's all about giving back to the school. Now Harmon, I know, would have contributed a lot to the Tobago development. Yes. So as we're walking towards the science lab, I just want to know if some of you girls can tell me about some of the influential names that came out of Harmon.
Okay, so there is one, Rayanne Moore. She is the lead of Charlottesville Police Youth Club. We have Javon Bruce. He is one of our top performers in our exam and in Tobago. We have also Dr. Still Timothy. She is now the assistant registrar at the Scarborough Hospital. Any more, Pastor?
Well, we have persons overseas, many persons. Dr. Janelle Moore Scott, she's a professional in the United States. You have Dr. Anroy Utley, you have Dr. Sherry Ann Joseph. She's a teacher in the United States of one of the schools up there, a principal, and I could go on and on. But whether locally or internationally, Harmon continues to impact, whether with our current population as well as our alumnus as we go forward.
All right, so now we're just about to step into the science lab. So as we go in here, I just want you to tell our viewers, exactly what do we need in here for the future students that are coming in so that they can get the best education possible.
Okay, so over the years, Harmon only had one lab, whereas in other schools there are 2 and 3 labs. Our future endeavor is to have more than one lab. But at present, what we can do for this lab is repainting. We can do tiling. We just recently put in safety measures, emergency showers,
and eye wash, and around it we can beautify it with tiling. And we have in the back, we have been trying to develop for a long while a room called the dark room that can go a long way if we have extra funds to do such. Also the chemistry or the chemical room, we are expecting to put in, I can't remember the term, but it's an extractor to draw out the chemicals, so it is safer for the lab tech, right?
And as Pastor Otley just explained to us, we had a lot of doctors coming out of here, so that's why it's important that, you know, they get this foundation and they have the proper materials and the facilities to work in to ensure that one can continue producing doctors.
Amen.
So, all right, so tell me a little bit about, you know, I mean, we're moving towards the library, right? What else needs to happen at the library to ensure that the students have what they need?
The library is two-spaced, so it's a library and a media center.
Right.
And at present, we would have started a project where we are only implementing up-to-date books. And if you notice some of our shelves, they are empty, and we have a good bit of students who love to read, or we want to develop that love for reading in the others as well. So we would need non-fiction books, animals, about cars. A lot of the young men are interested in cars. We would need novels, we need spiritual story books. A lot of people tell their story, spiritual journey, and we can learn from them. On this end, you will notice that some of our the spaces, there are no computers. And one of the drive in the telethon, we want to at least be able to purchase 2 desktops and 10 laptops. The laptops will not only be used in the library, but when we have EDPM, that is Electronic Data and Preparation Management exam, we will be able to assist when the space or the amount of students, because we only have 15 computers, desktop computers in the computer room. So we'll use those 10 extras to assist us in ensuring that all the students can do the exam. So basically that's the upgrade we need for the library. And of course, a bigger space when time rolls on.
So approximately how many books are you hoping to get, to acquire for the students?
We targeted for this rounds, if we can spend $5,000 on books. Books are expensive.
Yes, they are.
So I cannot put a number, but I can say we can quantify it by the amount of money we spend on it. The computers, it takes, desktop is $6,000. If you want 2, then we'll have to raise about 12. And then the laptops, that's $4,000. So we can do the maths and see that the money is adding up. Okay? Yes.
And in addition, we also, with the desktops and the laptops, we also know we have access to online databases. So that is part of our strategic plan as we're going forward. So positioning ourselves and having the infrastructure so we can go into that direction as well. To be able to complement our hard copy books in the library.
Yes.
All right, so tell me a little bit about building the school's alumni, because like you said, school's been around since the 1950s. I mean, we've had a strong history in Tobago, and it's been part of, like I would say, a backbone of the educational system in Tobago. So tell me about, you know, getting the alumni going and making sure that the past students can come back and contribute to their school.
Well, as part of the 70th anniversary celebration, that was a major drive, one of the initiatives we had, where we would have established the executive for the alumni and encouraging all the various chapters to come together so we can partner towards this effort being a success and then to continue working with the school. Because for various year groups, there are groups that were in isolation, but through this effort, since last year to now, we had several meetings pulling these various groups together so that we can have one centralized hub. And then through that hub, we'll be able to follow up with continuous support and encouragement of the school through the Alumni Association.
Can I add as well? What we have done too in many of our activities, we are making them a part. So for example, for this telethon, Karen Hislop, is a major player as one of the past students. Dr. Sherry-Ann Hislop, Dr. Utley as well, he's one of the major players. They're helping us to market the telethon. And of course, we cannot forget Mr. Moore, that's Nana Moore, who is the manager of Tobago Updates. They are doing this as a big gift to Harmon. So that's how we are getting our alumni involved. Get them involved in what we are doing. Even this whole technological improvement in the school, the committee is actually made up of only past students.
That's right.
They are helping us to drive and get the school to a really higher level, right? So yes.
And then I know that we just showed 2 areas of the school that needs to be done, but there are more. So can you tell us an idea of what else needs to get done to make sure that the students have the best educational experience ever?
Well, we have the classrooms. I think across the classrooms there's major work that's needed in the doors, the windows, even the actual floor, etc. And also some additional classrooms. And then beyond the classrooms, we also have the field. The school is almost encircled by the ravine that comes from Darrell Spring, and it goes right around through what we call Dark Night. I don't know how many persons know about Dark Night, but it's dark, right? And we also have another waterway coming on this end. So because of that, we've been having some major erosion over the years, or erosion which has negatively impacted the size of the actual field. So a part of the process in even this telethon is being able to fix those drainage coming around the entire building, around the entire compound, and also to be able to backfill towards the drain so that the field can be expanded, and then the proper resurfacing of the actual field and installing of bleachers, etc., so that we can have better coordination of sport events, football, etc., as we go forward.
Don't forget the courtyard.
Oh yeah, and the courtyard.
Our courtyard at present, when you came, you parked in the courtyard. So then the students cannot play as they would like to. Yes. So one of the major drive is to set up a courtyard so that they can play basketball, cricket, netball. Another thing, COVID taught us so much. We can't just think outside the box. And one of the areas the students spoke about that they would like to see improve is the classroom. We want to start with the senior classrooms. We want to make them hybrid classrooms. Actually, we are thankful for the brothers from the church who donated 2 television already, and also Tobago Mission they have donated 2 televisions. So we have 4 television in all. But we still need projectors. We still need computers, because we are setting up a system where even if they have to be at home, we can have a teacher still station, and they are broadcasting from the classroom and the students are there. Or when the students come into the classroom, instead of having 30 students with devices, you have one setup. And I just remember my UE days. It's just so sophisticated, and that's what we want for the students, the best. Right. God's children deserves the best.
So after 70 years, I want you to give me an idea of what sort of legacy you want to leave for the future students. And of course, I know that that's what all of this telethon and fundraising is going towards. But what sort of legacy that you want for those future students that are walking through these hallowed halls?
For me, I want the future students to know that we love them, we care for them, and it's not just about us pouring out into your life, but you taking the opportunity to pour out into someone else's life. Service is a big drive of the school, and I want them to know when they come to Harmon, they need to get involved as well. They can be the first contributor to something great. So I'm looking forward to the Form 1s, because I want to see how many of them are going to say, okay, I'm going to take my first $25 and donate it to doing something in this school. Yes, service and their love for people, and of course for God, is what the kind of legacy we want to leave.
Okay. That's right. And I know that Harmon is sometimes a school that is very much overlooked. And I want you guys to use this opportunity to tell Tobago why Harmons is perhaps one of the best schools on the island.
Harmons is one of the best schools on the island because we have a beautiful blend of Christianity and academics, right? Christian education is what we call it. So students are not only equipped to pass their maths and their Spanish, etc., but they're equipped with life skills and an understanding of God that helps to charter their life's course thereafter. One of the greatest experiences I've had, even as a pastor for the last 19 years, is coming across persons getting baptized. And upon their baptism, they would reveal to me, Pastor, I went to Harmon. And even last year, I baptized one such individual, and she said since she left school, almost 10 years ago, she wanted to get baptized. But it's only last year she decided, I am doing this now. The reality is, what we do, not everybody may get baptized or have the transformation that they would like to see in their lives or their parents would like to see in their lives during their sojourn at Harmon, but the seeds are being planted. And as they mature and as they grow, they develop and they blossom into something beautiful. So we'll have better citizens of Trinidad and Tobago and even beyond, because it's not just about the academics. It's about the holistic view of life. And guess what? We do get the academics as well, because we believe that when you put God first, guess what? All the things that you long for will be added on to you. So come on board, be a part of the Harmon experience, and not only your child's life will be transformed, but even parents, your life will be transformed as well.
And how can viewers get involved with the telethon on Saturday?
Right, they can get involved on, not Saturday, but Sunday, Sunday the 3rd. They can get involved by calling. The numbers will be placed. There is a video going around. They can help us share the video. And also there are means by which they can donate and also pledge. Just come on board, watch, enjoy, and see what God has been doing for His people. All of us are His people.
And we'll be streaming as well.
Yes, we'll be streaming live from Tobago Updates. So look out for it. And I know we are going to make that 2 million. Sounds like a big goal, but it's pretty easy.
We surpass it by the grace of God.
If 10,000 people decide to give a minimum of $200, we can make it. Even our US friends, if a minimum of 70 US is given, we can make it. It will look like such a small number, and we'll be able to do what God would like us to do. Let's keep it prayed up, because it's a miracle from God. And so you can also participate by praying up the telethon and giving glory to God.
And of course, we know that with 70 years of history, that's thousands of students that have passed through the school. So, you know what? People get involved. I mean, this was an instrumental part of developing your lives and making you who you are today. So, it's always very, very important to give back. And even if you did not go to Harmon School, high school, Harvard Day School, you need to come on board. I mean, because it's all about developing Tobago. Harmon's has been a very, very important part of the Tobago educational system, and it has contributed a lot and continues to contribute a lot to the development of Tobago. So get on board, come on, assist the students, assist the school in making sure the students have what they need to be the best people possible and to take Tobago forward. All right, so I just want to thank you all. Is there any numbers or any way that people can get in contact with you to be a part of this and to contribute?
Yes.
I can share my number for now, and my number is 396-0963. 396-0963, or you can call the school 639-2592. 639-2592.
Excellent.
All right, viewers. So there you have it. You have all the contact information. The telethon is on Sunday. So get involved, get contributing, and help the students be the best that they can. Well, that's it for me, Candace Jackson. For Good Morning Tobago, it was a pleasure being with you, and we'll be back again tomorrow. See you then.
It's a brand a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong.